Hello, my name is Miranda. I'm 7 years old and today I'm going to be interviewing Dame Stephanie Shirley. Hello, Dame Stephanie.
Hello, Miranda. Very nice to meet you.
I really like school. Did you like school when you were my age?
Oh, I loved school. I'm really what called a SWAT. I love to learn. I love to do new things. I'm very impatient with people who are not interested in learning, and so I thought school was absolutely marvellous. You like school?
Yes, very much.
What sort of school do you go to? Is it a nice school?
Yes, very nice. My favourite subject is history. What were your favourite subjects?
Well, again, I'm very different to you. I didn't like history, but I liked maths and arithmetic and geometry and things like that. And that was very important to me. I really enjoyed them.
I might be a history teacher when I grow up, but I'm not sure yet. What did you want to be?
Well, because I liked maths and arithmetic a lot, I was going to be a mathematician and earn my living at that. And when I grew up, I knew I wasn't really bright enough to do that. So I became a computer person and I worked with computers and had a wonderful time.
Is it true the first computers were as big as a house?
Oh, they were as big as this room. I mean, and they were warm. They had valves in them that you could warm your hands on. They were very expensive things, and you had to get yourself ready to go on the computer. None of this or doing it on your desk. It was quite a different way of computing. And just as it's changing now. It's changed a lot in my lifetime.
When you were growing up, there were lots of things boys told girls they couldn't do. What do you say to them?
Well, I'm interested to hear what you say to them, but the more somebody says to me you can't do that, the more I want to do it. So I'm very stubborn and it really eggs me on. You know, if they say I can't, I jolly well will. Are you like that, or do you slide away? Yeah, I think you've got to stand up for yourself. Yeah.
Do you think it was harder to be a girl when you were my age?
I'm not sure how much that has changed. People are very nice to children generally. It's as you grow up, really, that the world gets a bit tougher and things get difficult. I think as a child, at your age, I was very lucky. I had lovely foster parents who brought me up, and they really loved me dearly, and that's all you're really interested in.
People used to think women couldn't do some jobs. What did people say when you started working with computers?
Well, they didn't say very much. They laughed and they smirked, and behind my back maybe they said a lot of rude things. But it wasn't expected for a woman to be starting a business, and certainly not in computers. You know, women didn't do that sort of thing.
I think it's absolutely outrageous because women can do what they like and think different opinions from men.
Yes.
I believe girls and boys are equal. My hero is Emily in Pankhurst. Who were your heroes when you were growing up?
Well, one of my heroines is Emily as well, because she really fought for votes for women, and that's pretty important. I mean, there are lots of places in the world where women do not have votes. And so, although we have it easy today, I'm still fighting for the ones that haven't got a vote. So yes, I agree with you. Emily, I think, was a very special person.
You had a very important job. If I wanted to do a very important job like being Prime Minister, what advice would you give me?
Work hard. Make friends, because friends are very important in supporting you. And without having people behind you, you could never be a Prime Minister. It's not a job I'd want, by the way. Would you want to be Prime Minister?
Maybe.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think
yes.
so.
And what would you decide if you were Prime Minister?
That all women get the same amount of money as men in sports.
Right, yes, okay.
And that's the main thing I would.
That's pretty good. It's a good start.
My mum has a job. When you were the boss at your company, why did you pick mothers to work for you?
I think basically because mothers like having something to do as well as looking after children. You can do both, and by working with other mothers, I mean, I had a little boy at that time, and it just fitted in, and we were all the same. It was a teamwork.
Dame Stephanie, why did you call yourself Steve? Do you have any other nicknames?
Well, one nickname that I did have was Bossy Boots, and my foster parents called me Pickles because I was always in trouble. I was always in a pickle. And I think I've still got a bit of a sense of humour left, but Pickles hasn't been used for a long time. But Steve, instead of Dame Stephanie, is just to pretend that I'm a man. And so on the telephone, nobody knows who's going to come in. And it was a little bit of pretend.
Why did you want to pretend to be a boy?
Because nobody wanted to see me as a woman. They didn't think I was serious about business and about life. And so they were laughing at me setting up a computer business. Ha, 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 ha. So I pretended to be a boy. Would you pretend to be a boy? What name would you have?
If I pretended to be a boy, I would do Michael, because it's the nearest to Miranda.
Or Michaela or something. Yes, Miranda. That's good enough, yes.
What did you do after you stopped working with computers?
Well, that was an interesting question because I didn't just stop. I started doing something else, and I started giving my money away. And I've become what's called a philanthropist. I give money away, I give time and energy, and help other people make the world a little bit better.
What did you like to do in your spare time?
Oh, I don't have any spare time. I really don't. I try to keep fit because as you get older, it's more and more important to sort of keep yourself supple and moving. And so I go swimming as often as I can. And that's probably 2 or 3 times a week.
My friends and family are important to me. Who are the most important people in your life?
In my life, definitely my son. I think family relationships are so important. But I was a refugee, and so my extended family, the sort of grannies and aunts and uncles and so on, I've lost them. But family, I think, is important. I used to have pussycats. I'm a cat person, not a dog person. And they were quite important to me. And when I was your age, my dolls were very important. And on the big journey when I came to England from Europe, I lost my doll. And that was a disaster, absolute disaster. So things can be important as well.
Why do you give lots of your money away to other people?
I've been very lucky, and it's only fair to share my money with other people. So it's a question of people were good to me, and I try to be good to others.
What do you do to help people apart from giving your money away to them?
Well, I've set up a school, and I've given them a robot to help the children learn. I've funded a lot of medicine for people who are sick. These are the sorts of things that give me enormous pleasure. And the Bible says it's better to give than to receive. And it really is. I so enjoy giving things away.
Do you have anything else you want to ask?
No, not really.
I think you've done marvellously, honestly.
Thank you, Dame Stephanie. I hope to see you again.
Great pleasure. Thank you for having me.